Hello everybody and welcome to another tutorial in camera and lens repair, and this time I will continue with the Canon Lens 85mm 1.8 LTM because the aperture ring is a bit stiff. Well, it's actually only the aperture ring in this lens that is a bit stiff, because you have to use a lot of force to turn it. And in that way, when I turn the aperture ring, the whole front here, the whole focus assembly will also move, because I just cleaned and re-greased the focus helicoils, and it's so good. This LM47 is just, that's a good grease. Not for everything, but it works. But you see, it's the aperture ring itself, not inside the lens. I dig into it and take a look at it and found out, yeah, there are something we can do about it, because I need to clean some of the parts in here, and I will do it with isopropyl alcohol 99%. And then re-grease it with the Liqui-Moly, just a thin film. So we need almost the same tools as before I dig into it. Some dentist tools are quite good. A very pointy tip and a spade, 2 screwdrivers, 1.8mm and 2.5 is absolutely essential. And a pointy tool that can make scratch, yeah. And a tweezer, of course. Not working without a tweezer. A few cotton buds is also good. So let's dig into it. And to come into it, we simply need to unscrew the whole lens aperture assembly, which is not that hard. Just have a good grip here and turn it. It could be very hard in your lens, but since I've already been into it, it's not that hard for me in this case. Now, see, I unscrewed this little set screw here. And when I do that, it's only the aperture ring itself that is, you only work with that. It has a click function here. There is a brass bar with some notches in, and a little steel ball and a brass bronze spring, I guess. And there is also a kind of a lever here that is connected from the aperture ring to the inner aperture assembly. There's also a lock ring here, a thin one, which you can see here, and the aperture ring again itself rub against this ring here, and of course also the inside of the other side of the aperture ring. So I need to come into that and clean it. Also clean that part and give it some lube. Before doing anything, we need to make some scratch. Yes, scratch. Of course I have investigated a little, so it's I will show you how it is here on both sides of this bronze spring and here. Now make a scratch here in the middle of this lever, I think it must be, and also the little part here, the little area here, you make a scratch, so both on the aperture ring and also on this lever. And you can just be sure you can make it here and here. It depends on what you prefer. Now, to get the ring off, we need to take off the brass here. I mean the bronze with the steel ball, and it's with a 2.5mm screwdriver. Just unscrew it. It's good, and you have to have some pressure on here to make it easier for the screw to be taken out. And it's good with a magnetized screwdriver. Make sure the spring is not just flowing around, and the steel ball too, because where can you find another steel ball? Well, I take the measure and measure the steel ball, and hold on a second. So off comes this spring, kind of leaf spring, and the steel ball is, when I measured, it is 1.58mm. So it's good you know that if you lost the screw, I mean the steel ball. Now, next thing is the little set screw in here. You can set it over to something like 1.8, so you have at least a place to put it, and then unscrew this with a 1.8mm screwdriver. And just unscrew it. It's quite long, as you can see here. And to make it more easy, because we need to take this lever off also. So with a 2.5mm screwdriver, and there's a good thing we need to do that, because they used some varnish back then. So to make it easier to put the screw back again, we simply wipe out the whatsoever old varnish or whatever glue. Maybe they use some glue, kind of. And then we can unscrew it. Make sure you make the scratch so you know exactly the position of this one, both on the lever and on the aperture ring. So we can then unscrew it. Again, it's good with a magnetized screwdriver, makes things so much easier, and have a finger on it. So, and then it's off, nothing special. And then to take off the aperture ring itself, we need to take that tiny, I mean very thin lock ring here, made of brass, I guess. So just take it out. It's quite thin. So then lift it up and use a spade, maybe a screwdriver, but I prefer my dentist tool here. And then in that way we can lift it up a little, and at the same time move it out. Then it's free. Be careful to not stretch this brass lock ring, at least not too much. So, and then it's off. And now you can see there is an old gunky grease, especially on this side, that was into the aperture ring. And then I can take off the actual aperture ring. So this is how it looks. There's a lot of dirt in here and old grease, which we can take a look at here. As you can see, yeah, it's dried out a bit, but I need to use some cleaning solvent. It will be isopropyl alcohol, 99%, which I use. You could also use a less percent isopropyl alcohol. I mean, if you cannot get the more clean one, you can use it. So I think it would be necessary to clean the inside in here, and in that way you can see it comes, and then wipe away. Oh, better have a clean one. Yeah, it will be better. I'm not sure if it's, I think it must be that surface here that is the most important to clean. Let's see. It seems like the grease is so dry, so it doesn't really do anything. And then I can take the low section of this aperture ring, but also, as I see it, on the side here, which I think is the most dirty part. Yeah, there's a lot of stuff. And also on the edge here, there is a lot of dirt here. You can see. Yeah, here it is. Most on this side. On the edge of this part of the aperture ring. So I would think it, I mean, I hope it will be good. And also the brass part here needs some cleaning. So I think it will be good enough. Also here on the inside, it looks so much better. Probably also on the front here, which is in contact with the front, with this front here, and I also have to clean here. I think there is even more old gunky grease. Yeah, you can see there is a lot of stuff here. It doesn't really look that much, but it is. So that's now fine. And then I can take this part and do something to which I think there must be a lot of dirt. Yeah, let's change the color to more I mean, there's no need for taking the whole lens apart. Wow, dirty. There's no need to taking off the whole lens just to do that. Simple. So and also this side here, where the ring rub against the barrel here. There's also a lot of stuff. Yep. And I think also the this part here, which I think also rub against the ring. Yeah, out comes a lot of dirt and yeah. So now it seems to be quite good. Also here on this the edge here, that part of the aperture ring, so I think it will be fine for now. Yeah. So then I will just add a little of the Liqui-Moly, which I really like. But hold on a second, how good is it actually now? Wow, good feeling. Huge difference. But of course I also need to take the brass ring here, because that's also dirty in a way. So having more of the cotton buds, since the little jar is so small, it's not really a problem. I can just use the tweezers, I mean the cotton buds, to clean it. It's fine. So I mean, it would be fine. So that's it. Now it's time to loop something, and I think I can use a small cotton bud to actually loop this area here. It's really a good grease. Yeah. And I will just add a little and then spread the grease around by turning the ring. So it doesn't have to be much grease. So I think mostly is on the, let's see when I put the aperture ring on here and see how it will go. Wow. Now that feels good. Really, really different. So let's see how it goes on here, which is interesting. I thought it would be more on the very back here, but it seems like it's mostly the inside here where the grease has been. So I can just wipe away most of it here. There's a little connection on. But maybe it's more on this. I mean, it doesn't have to be a lot of grease that comes on. Yeah. I mean, before it couldn't turn easily, but now it's much better. So I think it will be enough. And then I can add the lock ring here. Put that on. And put it over here gently. So and then catch the notch, the long notch all around, and put the little spring on. Then use a spade kind of to add the spring into the notch. And then that way better move the ring a little. And then put it on here. So that's it. Wow. What a difference. Completely different. You couldn't at all move it so easy before. So now I can add the lever. Since the aperture ring sits where it should, I can add the lever here. Just need to have a little, where can I put this? Now. And I will add some thread lock. Just a short amount, little amount. Too much. No, it will go. And a load screwdriver, so it's ready. Then add this lever here. So there, and just a little amount on the side of the screw. It doesn't have to be on the thread actually. So now it's in place. Then we can do the next screw. Just so. And then add a little. So that's fine. Just need to move the lever a little. So. And then put in the screw. But don't tighten it yet, because I need to align it to the correct position. And since I have my marks here, both on the side here, it will sit correct. So there. Just have to loosen it a little. So there. I think it'd be all fine. Gently tighten it. Good. Then I can add the wow, it's really good. So an aperture ring should be quite easy to turn. Then I can add the little set screw here. And it doesn't need to have, I mean, I think it's not, maybe I'll just add a tiny amount. Because it goes into the inner aperture ring, so it doesn't have to have any kind of glue on it. Did I catch the thread? Yeah. So here we are. And tighten it good. Remember, if you tighten it too much, you will probably break the screw head. Then you have another problem. So now I can, wow, it feels really good. Nice and smooth. So I can add the click function here. And then I will just add a little of grease. Doesn't have to be much. I think it's a long time since there has been any kind of grease. So I think it will be enough. And I think you also will add some grease on the back here, where the little steel ball is sitting. And then it would be a lot easier to put it on. Then I can just add the steel ball into here. And it sits proper. So now I can put this on. I will load my screwdriver first. It would be a lot easier. So then add a tiny amount of thread lock. then add the spring here. And since I also have made some marks in the beginning, I know exactly where it should sit. So I can just turn the aperture ring and then align the spring where it should sit, and put in the little screw here, going a little backward to catch the thread. It will be a lot easier. So now it's at, then the last screw, and then we are almost there. So just a tiny amount, and that's all. Then I need to press down a little here on the side of the spring. It needs a little press. So now it's in. I just need to align so each side where the scratch is perfectly aligned. Oh, what's happened there? I didn't screw the screw in enough. Okay, well, that didn't ended up quite well. Well, we just try again. So, and I think it's just easier to have a tool to press down the spring here. So in the middle, I know you cannot see it quite well. So so there it is, and it's aligned here. So that's all fine. Then I can just tighten the screws. Good. And the other one. So let's see how good it is. Wow, what a difference. I mean, before it was really so stiff, and now it's a good click function. So now I can yeah, I think we are done. I can simply add the lens assembly into here, put it back in, and tighten it good. And say that's all fine. So now this is how the aperture ring should work, and the focusing ring is really good. So before when I turn the aperture ring, I move the focusing assembly, but now it's quite smooth. Wow, that's absolutely great. So yeah, hope you can use the info in this video to probably fix your lens. That was all for me. So thank you for looking into my videos. There will be more stuff sooner. That's all. Bye bye.